I think one of the things that's interesting about damage waiver for me is that it can be seen as a service. It can be seen as a support, and it can be incredibly profitable. And so if you can have a win-win-win out of that, why not consider that?
A difficult part of the damage waiver process can be selling it to customers. A script for employees, as well as a strong customer relationship, can ease that burden.
And so we'd have a spiel. They'd say, well, what's this damage waiver? And so, well, it covers any accidental or unintentional damage to the equipment. On something like the tiller that you have here, if you were to accidentally drop it getting out of the truck, or it were to catch a rock and rip some tines off, we'd cover that for you. Misuse or abuse isn't covered, but most of our customers do get it and find that it's a value add. And you'd be amazed at the amount of people who are like, oh, okay, well, that all sounds great. And then we've got a great customer relationship. We collected some additional money, which helps to afford those scratches, dings, and dents that we had.
One reason damage waiver is a hot topic in the industry is due to questions it brings up. It's not a black and white situation.
How do I write my damage waiver coverage? Because there's so many ways. Is it at $250? Is it $500? How do I sell my damage waiver? How do I make it a value add? Do I require a damage waiver? Do I cover theft inside of that? For me personally, for theft, you have to get large enough that you're willing to take that risk. And then there's the constraints you put around stuff like that. Like, if it's theft from a secured area and a police report was filed within 24 hours. And so you have to have constraints. And so I think it's complicated. And because it's complicated, it's not an easy thing to solve for, decide on, figure out, and then make sure that you implement and keep implementing.
In the end, trust and communication between a rental company and the customer play a huge part in the damage waiver process.
Being great at sales, building great relationships, building a lot of trust is really what's going to get the customer across the line. In fact, I would even say if you have enough trust with the customer, you could sell damage waiver poorly and still get them to get the damage waiver. Or they're more likely to even not ask about it because they trust you. And they're not trying to go through every line on your super long contract to see what's going wrong. So I think trust is always critical in rental.
Click on the text above to listen to the full Equipment Rental Insider podcast about the equipment rental damage waiver. It can also be found under the Business Management Solutions channel of news.ararental.org.